It was followed by a 6.5 magnitude earthquake. The U.S. Tsunami Warning System issued a warning of possible hazardous tsunami waves possible for coasts within 300 kilometers, about 186 miles, from the earthquake's epicenter, saying China, Taiwan and Japan may be affected. Japan also issued a tsunami alert for the southern Japanese island group of Okinawa, and Japan's Meteorological Agency forecast a tsunami of up to 3 meters, 9.8 feet. About half an hour later, it said the first wave of the tsunami was already believed to have arrived on the coasts of Miyako and Yaeyama Islands. The Japan Meteorological Agency later downgraded its forecast to 1 meter, 3.3 feet. One island had a wave of about 30 centimeters, a foot, while smaller waves were detected in other islands. Smaller waves were measured in Ishigaki and Miyako Islands. Japan sent military aircraft to gather information about the impact around the Okinawa region. Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi said there has been no report of injury or damage in Japan. He urged the residents in the Okinawa region to stay on safe ground until all tsunami advisories were lifted. China issued no warnings for the Chinese mainland, and there was no threat for Hawaii and Guam. More than 2 hours after the 7.4 magnitude quake struck Taiwan, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said the threat of a tsunami has largely passed. A 5-story building in lightly populated Hualien appeared heavily damaged, collapsing its first floor and leaving the rest leaning at a 45-degree angle. In the capital, Taipei, tiles fell from older buildings and within some newer office complexes. Schools evacuated their students to sports fields, equipping them with protective yellow head coverings. Many small children also wore motorcycle helmets to guard against falling objects amid continuing aftershocks. There was still no word on casualties in Hualien, where a deadly quake in 2018 collapsed a historic hotel and other buildings. Train service was suspended across the island of 23 million people, as was subway service in Taipei, where a newly constructed above-ground line partially separated. The national legislature, a converted school built before World War II, also had damage to walls and ceilings. Traffic along the east coast was at a virtual standstill, with landslides and falling debris hitting tunnels and highways in the mountainous region. Those caused damage to vehicles, though it wasn't clear if anyone was hurt. Despite the quake striking at the height of the morning rush hour just before 8 a.m., the initial panic faded quickly on the island that is regularly rocked by temblors and prepares for them with drills at schools and notices issued via public media and mobile phone. The head of Taiwan's Earthquake Monitoring Bureau, Chien-fu, said effects were detected as far away as Kinmen, a Taiwanese-controlled island off the coast of China.